Hi and welcome to another VanTech Tuesday, in which I try and answer your technical questions, whether it be a motorhome issue, caravan issue, camper van, or really anything, as much as I can try and help you really. Okay, so first question in this week: can I charge my AGM batteries using a VSR split charge relay? Whilst you can really charge any type of batteries, you could essentially charge lithium, as well as lead acid, as well as AGM, whatever, with a split charge relay. I think I'm going to stick with my normal answer with is yes, you can, but I would seriously and strongly advise you never to use a VSR on decent batteries, because they're not great at looking after the batteries. So whilst the simple answer is yes, I would ask you, if you possibly could, to scrape a few more pennies together and get a B2B battery to battery charger or DC to DC charger. They're far better at looking after batteries, and if you have probably bought AGMs, you've spent a bit more money, so you want to look after them and make them last a while, and a battery to battery charger is better for doing that. Next question: how do you get to clean your solar panels on your motorhome roof? Isn't it quite high up? I use a ladder. There are other ways. You could pull by the side of a brick wall, a fence, climb a tree, anything like that really. I tried to use one of those extendable things like you see at motorway services to clean your windscreen, so like a foam brush one side and a squeegee the other. I tried that, so I could put my head out of the little skylight on the roof and do it, but it's just not that practical. So yeah, I just use a ladder. You've probably seen me at meetups get an extendable ladder out and stuff like that. So just use a ladder. It extends to just about the height of the van, and it's about 12 kilos I think, so it's not really lightweight, but it's not heavy either. I think it might be a bit less than that. I think it was about 50 quid. I'll put a link in the video description down below. And then you can obviously work out. There are different heights, and I just got one that was the smallest, compactest side of the telescopic ones that I could fit in the old van. But it seems to work with this one as well, but you can get bigger. Next question: I've only got space for one battery in my van. How do I increase my battery power? And this is really kind of quite apt, because it allows me cheekily to talk about a video that's coming out in a couple of days' time, where I talk about these things, battery packs. And as you can see, it's got everything you need. You've got a pure sine wave inverter, you've got a 12-volt socket there, you've got 12-volt connections for other types of connections to devices, USB, you've got USB-C, and obviously you've then got the option to switch it on, and you can see its little charge lights, charge status and things like that there. And I think they are the best way if you are struggling with power, or even if you're setting out on a van build. Because one of the things I often say about van builds is go out there and stay in your van, even if it's just like a blow up bed or something. Get to feel how you use the van and then change it to meet your needs. We've done the same in this van. This van was pre-made, and we are changing it to meet our needs better. So yeah, if you're struggling for power in your van, then a pack like that is perfect. If you've got no power in your van, a pack like that is perfect. You don't need to wire anything up then. It's even got a light on the back. Yes, they're expensive, but probably only as expensive as putting a battery in and all the connections and the cables and the chargers and everything else, whereas that's in one neat little pack. It's entirely up to you. I'll link it in the video description down below to go buy one, but I have got a review that's going to be out this week, so you can check them out then. I've got quite a few that they've sent me, different sizes and stuff like that, but I'm thinking that they are, everyone that's starting out in van life, they are a must really. Right then, next question: how much solar do you have on your new van, and how much power do you get out of it? We've got now, it came with a 100 watt panel, and I've series wired in another 360 watt panel, and I think we're getting over 22 amps in total on that one. And if I just go into my app and look at my history, I'm getting around about 2 kilowatt hours a day, thereabouts, because I'm running as much as I can. I'm charging all these battery packs to use everything else and that. So yeah, it's 460 watts in total, and I think the best I've got now is just over 2 kilowatt hours in a day. The highest amp rating was 22 point something amps as well, so it's really good actually. I'm really impressed with it. Okay, next question. Can you use a 12 volt electric blanket in your van to keep warm because you're worrying about going out for LPG and therefore you're using your heater? Yes is the short answer to that, but let me tell you why I would never suggest doing that. Because electric blankets are around 120 watts. So if you've got 100 watt solar panel on your roof and it's sunny during the day and you're cold in your van, by all means wire that sucker through and enjoy a hot blanket while the sun's shining. You could be outside though, but overnight you plug that into your batteries and you're going to be taking a whopping 10 amps out of your batteries for every hour that's switched on. Now, so if you've got 100 amp hour battery, you can obviously, if it's not a lithium battery anyway, if it's an AGM or leisure or a lead acid, sorry, you can only take half of that out of it, so it's only 50 amps. So 5 hours of your blanket switched on or whatever, and your batteries are going to be dead. Obviously if it's night time, you might have lights on, you're going to have other things, phones charging, you know, there might be TV on, or you're charging something else in there, so it could well be less than 5 hours. So no, I would say, considering the amount of power that's taking, you could run a diesel heater on that and warm the entire van up, just rather than warming one person up. So not something I'd recommend really. So the final question is, should I fit a vehicle battery isolator to save my vehicle battery from discharging when it's not in use right now in lockdown? First thing about that is, unless you've got a lot of things switched on in your van and you've got, you know, LED lights flashing all over the place, lockdown's now 4 or 5 weeks, something like that, can't remember, gone a bit stir crazy. I think it's Monday today as well. Who knows? But anyway, it shouldn't be drawing that much out of your battery. So just a month of your van sat there, it should still be fine. It should start fine as long as the battery's healthy. However, batteries don't like to sit around doing nothing either. So they like to have charge and discharge like that, and that keeps them healthy. So if you put an isolator in, that means nothing's discharging the battery. The battery's going to sit there. It over time will still discharge, and the more times you use it in that way and give it, you know, long periods of no charge whatsoever, and then maybe you get in your van and drive, you know, somewhere nice and sunny, and it's a 3-hour drive and it has this massive charge going into it, and then you sit there, come back home, and it kind of sits on the drive for another few weeks and gets no charge again. That will start to deteriorate the capacity in which your battery can charge to. So I'd say no, probably not the best idea for long term, leaving your battery isolated with no charge. The best way to do it is probably by a trickle charger. Sometimes they're also called battery conditioners or whatever. They're very low cost devices, maybe about £25, and they put a low trickle charge through the battery just to kind of keep it topped up. So then you don't have to fit an isolator then, and you don't have to worry about the battery going flat and the vehicle alarm system shutting down and all that kind of stuff. You can just kind of like make sure the battery's kept healthy and topped up, and it'll last much longer. So I hope that has helped with some of your questions that you've asked. Thanks very much for watching my video, and I shall catch you on next week's video, in which I hope I will be live again. I'm going to take 2 cameras and have 2 cameras set up. One's going to be my phone doing the live stream, and the other one's going to be this camera recording it all. So if YouTube loses it again, at least I got my own copy I can upload afterwards. That's the way I'm going to play it for now anyway. But you guys seem to like the live streams, and I love the interaction, and yeah, I think it's something that we've just got to maybe give another go at and see how we get on. Right, that's enough waffle for me for a week. You guys take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.